Hi everyone, welcome back to Nursing Hub. Today in this video, I'll be explaining some of the interview tips for nurses. So, interview must be a stressful situation for everyone. So, the interview process starts from the time of job application. So, when you're finding a job in a site, in a website, what you need to do is you will be applying for the particular job. So when you're doing that, you have to see what is the job description and pay attention to essential and desirable criteria in first instance. So for example, in the essential criteria, the person who is holding a nursing degree or at least 1 year experience as a registered nurse, and a person who has already the particular nursing council registration. So that may be the essential criteria. And comes to the desirable criteria, they may ask for a person who has a postgraduate experience, postgraduate qualification in the nursing. So you have to clearly see that what is the essential and desirable criteria. Then next you have to see what is her role in that particular institution. So you have to see whether it is a post for staff nurse or the post for any clinical nurse specialist or clinical nurse manager. So you have to find what is that particular role. Then based on that, you have to prepare your CV and cover letter. So that is very important, preparing your cover letter, reflecting your skills and showing your suitability for the role you are applying for. Then when you are ready with your CV and your cover letter, you can apply for the job. The selection process takes place in two steps. The first one is shortlisting. So the shortlisting takes place based on your CV and your cover letter. So after getting your CVs and cover letters, they will have a shortlisting process. So after the shortlisting, they will inform you that whether you have selected for the interview or not. And the second step is assessment. So the assessment is based on your competency based interviews. Now let's see who will be there in the interview panel. So the interview panel consists of one as senior team member or alternative area lead. For example, if the person is working in the PICU, the PICU's clinical nurse manager will be there in the interview panel. Then the second one is hiring manager. The hiring manager will be the nursing director or whoever it is. Then the third one is recruitment or HR representative, and one person from the external field. So that is mainly to avoid any kind of objectivity during the interview. So here in this slide, we can see what to expect during an interview or the format of interview. So the first step is welcome. So in the welcome step, they will be mainly asking about you to introduce yourself, where are you from, all those kind of questions. And the second is talk through your CV. So in the talk through your CV, mainly they will be concentrating on what is written in the CV. They may ask some kind of questions from the CV, what you have explained in the CV. Then the third is current role. So in the current role, you have to explain what are the things you are doing in the current role. Then next is competency based questions. I'll explain you what is competency based questions in the next slides. Then the next step is ask questions or final comments. So here in this step, you can ask if you have any kind of doubts, like what will be your role when if you are getting selected in this particular job position, or they may give some final comments regarding your interview. And the last is closing. So in the closing, they will be explaining that we have finished their interview. So they will be explaining about your result. They'll be giving a result in some days, or they will be giving the result of your interview through your email or something. They may explain you. That is the format of interview. Here in this slide, let's see how can we prepare for the interview, or what are the key steps for preparation for the interview. So for that, first we need to reread the job description. So from the time of applying for the job, you must have found the job description. What are the main role? What are the responsibilities? What are the essential and desirable criteria? So all those things you have to go through again, because they may ask you like what are the main what role you are applying for. So if you're not knowing, that may be a negative mark for you. Then second is reread your CV and cover letter. So what you have included in your CV and in your cover letter, you have to go through it, because they may ask questions from your CV and your cover letter. Then the third is research potential interview questions. So most of the interviewers, they may ask some kind of common questions like introduce yourself, what you may do if you find conflict between two employees. So those kind of questions may be commonly seen. So those kind of questions can be, you have to research for those kind of questions and find out some of the example answers for that. You can even search in My Nursing Hub for those kind of example questions. And next is think about examples. So examples must be from your own experience and what you have done in that particular situation and how you have managed that particular situation. You have to explain all those things. So you have to go through the question and find out the answers for your questions from your own life. Then practice your answers, that is on STAR model. That STAR model also I have explained earlier in the previous slides. So you can practice your answers. Again, I'll explain what is STAR model again in this video itself. So I have told you there must be a competency based questions in the interviews. So let's see what are the competency based interviews. So a competency is a specific quality, knowledge, skill or behavior that a person should have to be successful in a position. For example, information about how candidate have demonstrated key competencies previously, or clear understanding of the situation, what they did, their contribution and outcome. So this is what I have told you earlier. For example, like how did you find, what did you do when you found two employees or two staff members are having a conflict between each of them. So what you have done, how you have managed, and what was the outcome. So those kind of questions are competency based questions. So let's see, why do we need to have the competency based interviews, or what are the benefits of having competency based interviews? So competency based interviews put emphasis on situational or behavioral questions with the underlying principle that past behavior is a predictor of future behavior. So what you have done in the past, that may help in the future as well. So the person who is doing the interview, they may understand that you have done this way in that previous situation, so you will be able to manage that same situation in the future as well. The main benefits of competency based interviews are, first is fairness, that is the recruitment and selection process is objective and more open. Then second is transferable skills. Interviews are able to show the transferable skills which would make them a suitable candidate for the new job. Then the third is clarity, that is competency based interviews create clarity in the recruitment and selection procedures and remove personal bias in hiring decisions. Interviewees can use the STAR approach to prepare their answers. And we will refer that STAR model in the later of this program. And finally, the interviewee can receive clear feedback on their interview based on the competency indicators. So the competency questions may be from 6 core competent areas. So those can be found in the job description. So they are leadership and direction, managing and delivering results, critical analysis and decision making, working with and through others, that is influencing to achieve, building relationships or communication, and specialist knowledge or personal commitment and motivation. So these 6 competencies have corresponding defined indicators which are outlined in the job description. These indicators will be used to create the interview questions by the interview panel. So an example for those competency is, for example, from the managing and delivering results, could you please tell me about a time when you overcame an obstacle in a task? So the interviewee can then provide examples of past experiences that are relevant to the indicator. Then there may be some questions based on the values. So for example, compassionate. What does working compassionately look like in your day-to-day work? Or patient or child or family-centered care. That is, what does working in a patient or child or family-centered centered way look like in your day-to-day work? Or progressive, for example, what does working progressively look like in your day-to-day work? Then the competency-based interviewing is targeted to find out about a particular competency. So most questions will be open to gather such information from you. So the probing questions are follow-up questions to the main one to further clarify or obtain information. For example, could you please expand on that? Or what do you mean by? It is also common to present questions as scenarios where a particular situation is described and you are asked to explain how would you approach it. For example, maybe like if you're finding a person collapsed on your way, so what you may do. So those kind of questions may be asked in the interview. So again, I'll be explaining you what is a STAR model. So STAR includes S for situation, that is describe the situation and give context and background. Second is task, describe the task set. If the story involves a team project, focus on what the specific role was. Then the third is A for action. Discuss the actions you took in your attempt to finish the task. Once again, stick to information about what did rather than other members of the team. The goal is to showcase your skills. R for result, that is what was the final outcome. Whenever possible, give detailed and specific data. Instead of saying that the project finished on time, give a tangible result. Example, patient flow was improved by 20%. So here is an example of a competency-based question and answer based on the communication. So the question is like, for example, tell me about a time when your communication skills helped to resolve a challenging situation. So we can give the situation like, for example, it was a very busy time within the OPD department and patient waiting times were excessive. The task is whilst walking through the patient waiting area, I overheard a parent being slightly confrontational towards the operation team member at reception. She was clearly frustrated with the amount of time she and her child were waiting. While my colleague was capable of dealing with the situation, I knew he was under pressure and I stopped to speak the lady. And I asked her to explain the issue. And while she was talking, I listened and I demonstrated empathy for the excessive waiting times. I explained that we were all genuinely working as fast as we could and that her ongoing patience was very much valued and she had my word we would see her child as soon as possible. That is my action. So if we are showing some kind of empathy, that may help better patient outcome. And my result was that just by listening to her, showing a level of understanding and by reassuring her, we were working as fast as we could. I was able to diffuse the situation. So in that example, we could see how we could improve the communication and how the person or the patient mother was felt better when I approached through that STAR situation. So this is the way we have to explain while we are giving the interview. So the person who is taking the interview as well, they will also get to know what we have done in a proper way. That so for that is the purpose we are using the STAR model. So again, think STAR. What was your role in the situation? What were the potential barrier or pitfalls? How did you overcome them? Why did you choose that action? What was the outcome or result? Nowadays, we know due to the COVID situation, many of the interviews are taken virtually. So how we need to prepare for a virtual interview that we are seeing in this slide. So test run your technology in advance of the video call. So most of the interviews may be taking through the Skype or Zoom or maybe some other software, maybe Microsoft or something. So we have to check the technology in advance of the video call. Review any guidance sent by the recruiter. Example, virtual interview sheet or anything if they have given that we have to go through. Then choose a clean, quiet and well lit space that is appropriate for the video call. So always we have to see like I know the interview situation may be very stressful for everyone, but we have to choose a clean, quiet and well lit space for this video call. Be as professional and personable as you would be for an on-site interview. That is example, dress appropriately, no other PJs. So dress should be proper. And avoid interruptions. Phone on silent. Explain to family members or housemates that you need to need quiet time for the duration of the interview. Or if you're having small kids, just ask the partner to take them outside or somewhere else in order to avoid any kind of interruptions. If technology fails during the interview, don't panic. It can always be resumed over the phone. So once in case sometimes we know the technology can interrupt, maybe the internet may be not working or it may be slow. In those cases, don't be panicky about the situation. Yeah, always there is a chance for phone call for the interview. So don't be panic about that. Then the most important thing is communication skills. That is eye contact, how your hands are moving, or how is your posture, the way you are speaking, and and the level of confidence. That is very very important in the communication skills. So if there are 3 4 interviewers, that one may be mainly observing regarding your communication skills, how you are doing, or how we are preparing, or how we are expressing your feelings. So we must be very careful that as you have to make your eye contact and your how you are moving the hands and how you are sitting in the chair or how you are sitting wherever it is, if it is virtual interview or if it is face to face interview, make the posture in a proper way, and the speaking that should be clear for the person who is asking the questions. And if you are not clear with something, you can ask directly, like pardon, I am not clear with that particular question, could you please explain again? So those kind of things should be kept in mind. And last, the key tips. So that is avoid last minute rush on the day. So if you are going for a face-to-face interview, don't just, for example, if the time is at 10 o'clock, be there half an hour before at least. So that you can avoid the last minute rush, because even those who are going to do the interview, they may also get an impression that the person is coming on time or coming before the time for the interview. Then second is give examples, that is avoid yes or no answers. You have to properly explain what has happened or what you have done in that particular situation. That is main important thing in the nursing interviews. Just don't give yes or no answers. Then the third is take your time before answering questions. So don't be panic or something when they are asking the questions. Just take some time before answering the question. Just think about the question and give the answers. Then the next is be yourself, be honest. Uh, so yeah, always give honest the proper answers for the interview. Then stats and figures. So the correct examples for the 20% of the people were in that situation, or if 90% people are in that situation, or proper figures can be given. Then avoid waffling or articulate your answers appropriately. So correct answers should be given all time. Avoid having notes with you on the day, that can prevent distractions. Don't take your notes for the interview, so which you have prepared for your preparation for the interview. Don't take any kind of notes for the interview, so that can prevent any kind of distractions. Then after the interview, so post-interview worries are common. So better not to discuss with other people regarding how they have experienced or what were their questions, all those kind of things. Then what happens next? So in case if you are selected, what is your next process? And feedback. So the feedback can be given to the person, those who have done the interview or anything. So hope you are clear with this preparation for the interview. So those who are preparing for the interview, especially for the nursing interviews, best of luck for everyone. See you in the next slide, next video.